This is Patricia Hazel for Patricia's Potpourri, and I'd like to thank my audience and thank you for sharing and subscribing. Well, we're continuing with Bahamian independence, but this year, in which we're filming right now, is 2023, and this decade, so many things are happening. It's the anniversary of hip-hop, it's the independence of the Bahamas, and we're having the March on Washington that took place 60 years ago. So this decade is a very, very special decade. This is the year of 2023. And as you know, I really don't do years in my program so they can be immortal, but nevertheless, you need to know this. Okay, so we're going to continue with the Bahamian independence. This is the celebration of the 50th year of independence for the island of the Bahamas.
And so the government of Philip Davis must be congratulated. And so today we are particularly proud to be here in New York City to celebrate with our diaspora here and to salute you for all of the wonderful work that you've been doing over the many years. Today we are especially proud about the human resources that we have developed in our little nation. Someone mentioned James Weldon Johnson and others here today. I want to put in your hearing a gentleman by the name of Bert Williams as a star in Hollywood and in New York, long before Sidney Poitier. And Mr. Poitier, I believe, walked in his footsteps. Today in the Bahamas, we are saluting Bert Williams for the wonderful contribution that he made as the first man of color to be in film in the United States of America. We have a whole lot that we can be proud of, and I've spoken about our human resources, and we have been leading the way in many parts in the United States, in academia, in medical sciences, in information technology. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, Isha Bowe is going to be the first Caribbean person, perhaps the first, yes, to go to space.
All right.
And I would like to tell you that there is a young lady by the name of Charlotte Page Rowe, who was the lead researcher in the AstraZeneca vaccine for COVID-19. She is Bahamian. And so yes, we boast. We boast of the positive impact that Bahamians have made in the United States of America. And the police band earlier on played a letter from Miami. But you know, many years ago, the letter didn't come from Miami because Miami was not developed. Miami was not developed. It was really swampland. The Everglades, swampland. Bahamians really took the boat and they came to New York. And so the letter didn't come from Miami. The letter came from New York. And so the remissions that we had in the Bahamas that built places like Coconut Grove and Angliston, the money, the remissions came from New York. And when some Bahamian women wanted to have babies, they couldn't go to Miami because there was no place in Miami. They had their children in New York. And so we have a very rich heritage, and we are therefore happy to be once again with Consul General Leroy Major here in New York. I was here last year and I enjoyed myself, and the Consul General invited me to come to Atlanta, but I said, no boy, I going to New York. And so I'm here with my friend, Consul General Leroy Major, and his lovely wife to celebrate here again independence in New York City in this, our Golden Jubilee year. The Prime Minister expressed great optimism recently on where we have been, where we are, and where we are going. We have a rich legacy, and Bahamians everywhere around the world ought to be proud of this rich legacy that we have. A country of 400,000 people, and many say, punching way above our weight. Because when you see the Bahamas win 2 or 3 gold medals at the Olympics, it means that we won the whole Olympics. Because per capita, if you have 3 gold Olympic medals, you won the Olympics. And so, in athleticism in the United States of America, whether it's in, the other day I interviewed a number of clergy persons, Mrs. Sweeting, who are pastors of churches all over America, all over the United States. And I'm sure that you have some here in New York as well. And so we have paid our dues, and we have worked hard on the economic, cultural, and social development of the United States of America. And on this 50th anniversary, because of all of the remissions that went back to Nassau and other places in the Bahamas, we are so happy that Americans are celebrating with us our 50th anniversary. So, as an ambassador to the United States of America, I would like to simply ask the diaspora to keep in touch with home. You can help us build from right here where you are. Because after all, home is where the heart is. Thank you so very much.
Wendell K. Jones. I always love to hear him speak because he's forceful, he's direct, and more importantly, he's knowledgeable. And knowledge intrigues me. And so thank you very much, sir. You said something and it brings to mind, and let me just prepare while I speak. The National Youth Choir is going to give us one more number. So while they're prepared to come on, Mr. Fernando, I'll just speak. And so we were talking about various famous people, Bahamians throughout the world, different areas that they're in. And you know what I thought about how I said I was so proud growing up on South Street by Hospital Lane because I knew who once lived next door. We have many people who are emerging, young Bahamians, and I always say let us encourage the young. And one of the persons I was thinking about just now was Kareem Mortimer. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he is a filmmaker. And he had a movie called Cargo, which got quite a few awards. But he is in the process, along with Gina Rogers Seeley, and they're making a film called Brick and Bam. We're familiar with that word, Brick and Bam, about the life of an artist in the Bahamas Kendall Hanna, whom many people may have heard of many years ago, but in recent times we don't know him. So it's good to recognize and know these people. And I look in the audience and I see Crystal Bethel, who is aspiring to do things in Hollywood. And let's embrace people like that and say, we believe in you. I believe in you, Crystal. And so we have here the Bahamas National Youth Choir.
Type of evil. And since we are true to the culture that we present, I'm going to ask the dancers to take their shoes off, please. The Geechee tribe that settled the Gullah. All over the Caribbean, I'm sorry, we're doing a diaspora piece. All over the Caribbean, they are represented.
Broadway performance. That is beautiful. Oh yes. Shoes off and all. Great. Okay. We are now to the point of the flag raising, which this whole morning was about. And so we have two gentlemen, Mr. McCall and Mr. Major, who will be doing the honors for us with the flag. And and of course, Mr. Major as well, and Mr. Jones. So, we now will have the flag raising.
Hello, flag. On the right. Slow. Up.
One of the members of the band, in the person of Sergeant Ryan Surratt, is my godchild. Yeah, I'm proud to have it here. Ryan, who's standing? This is Ryan. Yeah, Ryan. So, thank you for coming. And of course, the National Youth Choir. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I tell you, unlike a lot of persons who are here who traveled from Nassau, you know, of course, it costs a pretty penny to have these kinds of events. But the National Youth Choir was already here in New York for a previous engagement. And they took time out of their busy schedule to come and perform for us. And I can't thank you enough, sir. Thank you come out to be with us. Cookie Adams, of course, Cookie and I worked together, and we were dialoguing about this for some time. But thank you very much, Cookie, and thank you very much, Mr. Director, for Tracy. And of course, the park. You know, when you talk about the park doesn't normally do this. This is a coalition jumping room. Ladies and gentlemen, jumping rollers all the way from Nassau.
Patricia's Potpourri. And I would like to make a comment. We always talk about James Weldon Johnson, who wrote the music for Lift Every Voice and Sing. But we forget about his brother, Rosamond Johnson. Rosamond Johnson, not only did he work with his brother in creating the Black National Anthem, but he had a school right here in New York, and it was called the Modern School. And children from all over New York came to the Modern School that was started by James Weldon Johnson's brother, Rosamond Johnson. And speaking of James Weldon Johnson, he was also a playwright, and he wrote God's Trombones. And I remember in junior high school, I had a fabulous drama teacher, Warren Balsam. And Warren Balsam was the brother of the person that played the detective in the movie Psycho. Warren Balsam and Martin Balsam. So anyway, my teacher, Warren Balsam, was a drama teacher at my middle school, and he had us do lots of interesting things. And that's where we did lots of plays by James Weldon Johnson. I always wondered what happened to my drama teacher at William L. Ettinger Junior High School, 106th Street on the east side in Manhattan. And he really exposed us to a lot of things. If you would like to see another version of the song Lift Every Voice and Sing, I would like you to look at a past episode of Patricia's Potpourri on YouTube. And it is the Learning Tree School. The choir at that Learning Tree School sang Lift Every Voice and Sing. I urge you to please look at more episodes of Patricia's Potpourri and have a good day, or night, or morning.